Hi, my loves. Happy welcome to this reading. I am going to do a full moon in Scorpio reading today. But if you are coming across this video at a different time, take it as a sign that it's still for you. All of my readings are actually timeless. So this means that I believe that if the universe is sending you this video at a different time, it means that it's for you in this moment. Um, yeah, so Scorpio full moon is happening on 22 degrees of Scorpio. So if you are not familiar with the houses in astrology, check out my moon video because I'm linking it here. And it basically shows you how this full moon is impacting you on a personal level, depending on which house is affected in your chart. But I'm going to explain all of that in the video. For you, it's just important that you know this full moon is happening in Scorpio 22 degrees. Okay. So let's get into the collective reading. As you always know, these are collective readings. So this means that these readings are for many, many people. Sometimes things don't resonate, which is totally normal. So just take in what resonates, leave the rest, and I'm going to do the reading. Okay, let's see what we got today. Scorpio is definitely a very deep sign. It's a water sign in astrology. So whatever is happening during this full moon, around this full moon, is going to stir up some emotions within us. And it's basically Scorpio is always here to liberate us in some sort of way from old behaviors, from old emotional baggage that we carry with us that isn't actually ours to carry anymore, that isn't actually aligned with where we want to go, with our highest potential, with our highest version. So Scorpio is always helping us to see or to bring up those parts within us where we just have a fear based on past experiences, but they are actually not valid anymore. You know, the emotional imprint that we have is outdated. So it helps us to actually upgrade on an emotional level, and it brings, as I said, it brings up like emotions that we are here to release, that we are ready to release. That's an intro for this full moon, okay? So let's get into the reading. Okay, so what is the energy around this full moon at the moment? What is this full moon showing us? Okay, so I immediately get like challenges around. I pulled the of Wands. The Seven of Wands is about like some sort of boundaries or barriers, and I feel like it's barriers maybe around our hearts that we are encouraged to let go of. Like we are encouraged to, take a step towards a new reality. And that might be fear, that might be a little bit scary. It might bring up fears, abandonment fears, for example. Um, if we are really, stepping out of our comfort zone and really overcoming those barriers around our hearts, it is scary. It is scary, the process of that. So that's what I'm getting immediately with this. What I also pulled is the Two of coins, and it's talking about harmony. Um, so I feel like whatever we are here to release, it creates more harmony. It creates more harmony within our connection. It creates more inner balance, more trust. It's just like, yeah, as I said, like I think we are like going through a very big emotional upgrade with this, and it allows us to, yeah, to step into a new version right now. As I said, I feel like a lot of these challenges and these fears have to do with like protection mechanisms, like ways of protecting ourselves from hurt, um, ways of protecting our heart from hurt. I feel like that's something that might come up. Um, yeah. Okay, let's see. What is this? Yeah, I feel like it's very much relationship connected, although, dependent on which area is affected by this full moon for you, it might be also um, something around money, for example. Also, Scorpio is connected to money, finances. So maybe it's also a fear of maybe, you know, if you're, yeah, a fear of spending too much, for example, could come up for some of you. A fear of, not being safe if you allow, if you are not holding back with your money anymore. I feel like maybe this is something that for a few of you could come up with money, that you are afraid to spend, that you're afraid to give it away because you fear that it's not coming back anymore. Something like that is coming to mind. Mm, yeah, it's really about like, going to the depth of our beings and really sharing the truth. So what I got is the Queen of Swords with this full moon. So I feel like we are really called to step into our highest truth and really share to ourselves and to other people. Like really get clear on what it is that we actually desire, what it is that we actually want, and then like act based on that. It's very much about like you getting really clear on where you stand and not shying away from difficult or scary conversations, like being vulnerable. Um, yeah, I feel like this is very much about us connecting more to our truth and then also expressing that to other people as well. Um, that's what I'm seeing here. Let's see. What can we actually, what's the energy that we want to embody with this full moon? How can we make the best out of this full moon? Can we make the best out of this full moon? The Ten of Cups. I pulled the Ten of Cups, beautiful card. It's family on the card. It says it says family, contentment, abundance, joy. So I feel like what we are also really encouraged with this full moon is to always focus on the best outcome, to always focus on the joy of being optimistic, like really also surrounding ourselves with people we love, being connected to people we love, especially because it's now Mother's Day. Today is actually Mother's Day when I'm filming this. I'm filming this in the morning. So it's really about you enjoying time with your family and like being very, yeah, just allow yourself to feel abundant, joyful, optimistic about the future and coming from that place because often if we are like so in our heads and we are thinking of the worst outcome that could happen, we are also in a very fearful energy and we take decisions from that fearful energy that is not really to our highest good, that is actually very destructive. So if you are in this fear state, in this fear yeah, if you are in this fear state, come back to trust. Come back to the version of you that knows that everything is going to work out for you. and focus on what it is that you actually want instead of what it is that you don't want. That's something that is very, very present here. So, yeah, rather than making up all these scenarios in your head of how it should not work out or how what could happen, like really trust that whatever happens is the best outcome for you, that the universe is always supporting you, that you're always protected, and just focus on having fun being with your family or with loved ones, with friends. It doesn't have to be family. If you don't feel like spending it with your family, that's totally fine. Then you're just, just like allow yourself to have some joy, maybe, yeah, maybe connect with a friend, as I said, or just do something that makes you joyful. Do something that makes you joyful. That's what I'm seeing here. Very beautiful. Okay, so what is the potential of this full moon? How can it help us actually to manifest our biggest dreams, to create the reality that we feel, that we desire? How can it help us do that? Yeah, I feel like it's really what I'm seeing is like we're stripped naked. Like it's just yeah, the all the layers that aren't really us are like slowly dissolving, and we are like shedding skins and stepping more into our truth with the Queen of Swords. We're stepping more into our truth, and we are like taking action from that truth. And that is going to help us connect with the situations, with the people that are actually really here for us. I feel like it's very much helping us, yeah, to strip away everything that is false. That's what I'm seeing here. Everything that is false, that isn't really us. Yeah, Ace of Swords. There's a change, there is a decision that we are making, and it's leading to a lot of success in the long run. I feel like if we are coming from this place of love, if we are coming from this place of trust and making decisions from that place, we are going to see so many such different outcomes, and we're seeing a lot of success based on a soul level because you're not coming from that place anymore where it's all about, okay, I need to be that person in order to be liked. I need to, fit into this group, into this community in order to be liked. And that's what, that what creates all of the I'm misery. I mean, it's a big word, but I do think so. Like, if we are coming from this place of consistently wanting to prove ourselves, feeling like we need to be somebody else instead of just being ourselves, we are creating consistently realities that aren't matching our like soul level or our soul desires, and that creates like discontentment, that creates like a feeling of not being in the right place, not being in the right environment. And that's, I think, what this full moon is really asking us to do, to strip away all of these like false ideas and like take action from a place, the Eight of Swords. Yeah, like burning away all the burdens, all the ideas of how we need to be for other people in order to be liked, in order to be wanted, in order to be, um, yeah, in order to be a good person or part of the group. And of course we are social beings, it's not that it's normal to care. It's normal that we want to care what other people are thinking and how other people are perceiving us. But the more we are trusting that if we are coming from that true place, we are going to connect with the right people, and we are also like, creating deeper, more truer bonds with the people around us that are already in our lives. If we are like stepping out of our comfort zones, trusting and just like letting ourselves be seen, without those burdens anymore of how we need to be and how we should be in order to be liked. There's so much potential in this. So this is the Ten of Wands card, and you can see like all the wands are burning down, but she's still standing, and obviously she's fearful here. She's fearful because she sees the burning down of everything that felt safe to her, but it wasn't safe. Do you see? Like she was like bound to those obligations, bound to those responsibilities, and it is not. It's something that feels safe to her, but it's not something that she really enjoys, that she really loves. You see the how she feels here. She's just sad and also scared, but the wands are burning down here. She's going to be free. This is the last card of the wands, and it says like overwhelm, um, yeah, burden, overwhelm. And it's the ten are always like an ending of a cycle. So I feel like this full moon in Scorpio is really ending this cycle for us. It's really helping us to end this cycle of constantly taking on burdens that weren't ours to carry. So needing, for example, this is like big people-pleasing energy, needing doing things that actually you don't want to do, but you're just doing it in order to please others, for example. Um, yeah, or feeling like you constantly need to prove yourself, you need to overwork yourself in order to be loved and in order to be liked. You need to do, you need to give. That's something else that comes to mind with this. Um, Always being the one who is, yeah, giving, um, or like consistently thinking about, oh, how do people perceive me? And am I going to trigger X, Y, Z because I am now sharing this idea? Or am I triggering my mom because I am saying what I really think, but it's actually what I really think? And of course, we can say truth in a caring way, and we can say truth in a rebellious and not caring way and in a rude way. So a lot of people actually, that's also something I want to share. A lot of people are um, mis interpreting saying your truth for being rude, or like mixing that up. Just because you are saying your truth, or like you are expressing your truth, you can still do it in a kind and nice way. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to intentionally trigger the other person, but consistently not saying what you truly think, or not expressing your truth because you fear rejection from the other person, or you fear like abandonment, or you fear like not being liked anymore, is not going to help you in the long run. So it's about, yeah, just cutting out the bullshit and really getting to the depth of things. And if people are going to leave your reality, and if people are going to leave you because you shared your truth, it's okay. It's okay, because this space is filled again with different people who actually value that in you. You don't have to consistently stay with the same people. um, you don't have to cling on to people if they are not willing to like see you for who you truly are and accept you for who you truly are. Um, yeah. So, message from the higher self for this full moon. It's already a lot of information. I feel like I'm closing it out with this one. Another card for this here, please. Message from the higher self. Yeah, Page of Swords. Page of Swords is like cutting through the bullshit. That's just, and it also says charm. As I said, you don't have to come across with your truth in in a rude way. You can just be charming, you can just be sweet. You can say it kind, and the truth doesn't have to be always something that triggers other people. Can be also something that is actually very beautiful, that is actually very um loving, that is actually that is coming from the heart, that is vulnerable. Your truth doesn't have to be like something crazy triggering, but if it is triggering, then you can say it in a charming way, you can say it in a kind way, and that makes a difference. So that's what I'm getting here. Okay, one last card, and then I'm closing it out. Okay. Yeah, breaking it down. Like I pulled the Tower card. The Tower card is a sudden change, a sudden, but it doesn't have to be necessarily. A lot of people are seeing the Tower as something hard, negative. But the tower is just something that happens very suddenly and that is requiring to let go of some sort of maybe idea or something that we have attached to, but it can also be very positive change. So it doesn't have to be some negative, situation. It can be also some very positive, just insights maybe, or like a situation that is stirring something up within you that creates a change in the way you think, in the way you behave. Um, it just allows you to, let go of a certain idea that you had and just exchange it with a new idea of how it's going to be. So the tower is always breaking down things in order to create something new, breaking down something in order to create something new. And this is exactly what this a full moon is doing. It breaks down the barriers. It breaks down the the false foundations that we have built in order to create new ones that are more true to our path. And the last card that I pulled is a Six of Coins, and it's all about giving and receiving in return. So it's like, I feel like this is very much talking about you are whatever you give, you trust that it comes back to you. Whatever you share with other people, trust that it comes back to you. And don't give in order to get, but just give unconditionally because the universe will always bring it back to you in some way. That's what I'm seeing here. And then also I see family on this card again, the keyword family. So I feel like this is very much about, you really having a good time, enjoying, focusing on the positive, being optimistic, trusting in yourself, letting go of ideas that weren't serving you anymore. This could also be just like, very negative actually experiences or ideas that aren't serving you anymore. So it's about, yeah, just letting that go and trusting in the process. And this full moon is going to help us create our best future. All right, my loves. I hope this was helpful. I love to hear your feedback. Please give me an eye the emoji of an eye because I see the tower here and it has an eye on it. Give me the eye in the comments if you stayed until the end. Also, if you know that I am offering one-on-one sessions, either like 60-minute sessions, 30-minute sessions, or voice notes. Obviously, the 60-minute sessions are the most in-depth reading possibility, is the most in-depth reading possibility. But also in the 30-minute session, we are covering a lot. And also the voice notes are very helpful, especially if you have a specific question to something that you want to have an answer to, that is bothering you, that is feeling just like heavy. So yeah, feel free to reach out to me either on my Instagram, or you can just click on the link below in the description box. I have a link where you can see all of the offers. All right, my loves, I hope this was helpful. I send you so much love and I see you in my next one. Bye, love.